All right, so last time we covered a little bit of organic chemistry, and this time we're just gonna give a little bit more of a deep dive, test the waters just a little bit more before we actually go more into it next time afterwards. Today we're gonna take a look at organic compounds, which are like basically carbon compounds. So let's see. Review for last time. We know that organic chemistry is basically chemistry or things that have carbon compounds inside of it, and organic compounds are elements that are bound to carbon. So some common elements that typically appear in these organic compounds include hydrogen, denoted as H, oxygen as O, nitrogen as N, sulfur as S, and phosphorus as P. And these kind of elements can be mixed and matched with carbon to create a lot of different combinations, and this is what is responsible for our biological diversity. Say it out. And this is what is used. Biological diversity is what's used to distinguish individuals and even species, which is very special. Like maybe not just individuals in species, but individuals within species. You know what I'm saying? Why is it important? Why? Let's get into that. This is a special question. Can you guys think about an answer first? Anyway, well, first of all, organic chemistry was first started as an attempt to improve and purify the yield of products obtained by other organisms. And chemists wanted to creation of simple compounds. But to their surprise, instead of simple compounds, they had an easier time making complex compounds, which were kind of funny because you would expect that simpler compounds would be the ones that are easier to make. How ironic. Okay, so specifically, let's swipe because I don't want to write on the flowers. Specifically, one scientist whose name is Jöns Jacob Berzelius. I don't really know how to pronounce it. We'll just call him Berzelius. He made a distinction. He differentiated these two compounds, these two types of compounds, organic versus inorganic, which I find really interesting because these are two separate fields of chemistry, organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry. And so this was definitely a big discovery in his time. Organic compounds seemed only to be found in living organisms. So like if you guys read the differentiation between living and non-living organisms, you would know that there's a bunch of different domains, kingdoms, and whatever organization that they have. While inorganic was primarily found and basically only found in non-living materials. Isn't that cool, you guys? Like living things synthesize things and is made up of things that are completely different from non-living things. So then, what did this lead to? This led to a theory called, or an idea. Let's call it an idea rather than a theory. And this idea is called vitalism. And what vitalism is that people believe that the physical and chemical laws don't apply to living things. But is that right? Basically, vitalism prompted a lot of things. For one, organic chemists who supported it were very few and in between because vitalism was disproven by the sizing complex compounds, and not just any compound, organic compounds. So this idea was basically trashed because people started to stop believing in this because of the organic orgo work. This is just like a bunch of history stuff that I'm not sure if you guys actually want to go over, but I think it's really fun and I think it's interesting, so let's just continue for a while. And I'll go over the history and then next time we'll jump right into some more things. Yeah, so then we have Stanley Miller, who's another scientist at Chicago University. Well, what Stanley did is that he created a experiment or laboratories and he simulation of chemical conditions on early Earth. And we all know early Earth was a very hostile environment, but what he found was very interesting. He found that even though very bad environment, there were still spontaneous creations of complex organic compounds. And it was believed that because of these early synthesizations or early makings of these compounds, life began. Which, if you think about it, all of us inside our body, everything that we do is just basically a bunch of chemical reactions and bunch of synthesizations. If you look really molecularly, the human body is really amazing. Alright, but we'll stop here for today and we'll move on next time, getting a little bit deeper into it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!